Alright, motherfuckers, it's your boy once again. And before we start this hater short, let's do a quick subscriber shout out, motherfuckers. First up, we have Epic Supernova. I don't know if I mentioned him last time. As usual, motherfuckers, if you want a shout out and you don't appear on my subscribers list here, write in the comments, motherfuckers. That's how you get your shout out. You know what I'm saying? And if you want a shout out for no other reason, you can do that too. Next up, we have Winning Pod. What to do, Winning Pod? Welcome. We have Freshly Squeezed Experience, whose avatar is Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, which we don't like on this channel, but we like you, Freshly Squeezed Experience. What it do? Next up, we have Noah Easter. Noah Easter, motherfucks. Happy Easter to you in advance, motherfuck. And then we have You Forget 1,000 Things a Day, whose avatar is a picture of what I think is Ron Jeremy, but it could be somebody else. Anyways, welcome, motherfucks. For all of you cucks that haven't subscribed but watch my videos, please subscribe. It takes 1 second. Subscribe today, motherfuckers. And now that we're done with that, let's get to today's hater short. All right. Today we're gonna talk about the fake retirement trope. All right. Is there anything worse than the fake retirement trope? For those of you that don't know, the fake retirement trope is when a wrestler comes out and pretends they're gonna retire. Now, anyone with 2 brain cells knows that this person is not retiring, right? The most common example is the old wrestler who isn't going to retire yet, but is going to say they're going to retire. But nowadays, it's becoming more and more preposterous, right? We have people like Cody Rhodes, for all of you that are new, pretending they're going to retire. Now, we all know Cody Rhodes isn't going to retire. Like, we know this is a fact of life, right? There is 0 chance Cody Rhodes is retiring. You know what I mean? So, it's almost disrespectful when this trope just manifests itself, especially with these younger wrestlers, right? First of all, beyond the fact that it's disrespectful, like I just said, because Cody Rhodes is young, it's also disrespectful because the implication is that Cody Rhodes, when he has his little speech at the end, the implication is that this guy is like Undertaker or something, you know? Like when Undertaker takes off his boots and hat and jacket and puts him in the ring, Cody Rhodes does the same thing. It's like, dude, you're a mid-card jobber, you know what I mean? This is like the equivalent of Zack Ryder, like retiring on Monday Night Raw, or probably, let's be honest, Sunday Night Heat back in the day, right? Like that's not this big moment, right? And lastly, in the specific case of Cody Rhodes' fake retirement, it's like you have this situation where Malachi Black, sorry motherfucks, where Malachi Black had what clearly is the biggest moment of his thus far shit career. It's his biggest moment. Like, he just won a main event match for the first time ever. You know, I understand this is like the same thing as winning an NXT main event match, but he won his debut match, and it was a main event match. It was a big deal. You know what I mean? For him. And like this, he was robbed of this completely with Cody Rhodes making it about himself, right? Because that's the thing about retirement moments. It's like you make it about yourself more than about what actually happened, right? And typically people retire when they lose. Now, this is tolerable when it's Undertaker doing this at the main event of WrestleMania against Roman Reigns, because Undertaker is Undertaker, right? And even though Roman Reigns is 50,000 times better than Malachi Black, there we go, right? It's more tolerable because Undertaker is so much better than all of these people that I've mentioned that it's understandable that you're going to have this guy have the last moment, right? It's his moment. He's retiring. It's Undertaker's moment. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if Roman Reigns just like won the Rumble and then, you know, won the title from Undertaker, which is not what happened, by the way. But even if that happened, it would still be understandable that the focus would be on the retirement of the great Undertaker. Same thing when Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, or when Undertaker retired Shawn Michaels. It was the same concept, right? It's like, all right, Undertaker just beat Shawn Michaels again. Undertaker's already a legend, you know? So it's like, of course, the focus is going to be on the end of the illustrious career of Shawn Michaels. And the same exact argument can be made with Ric Flair, perhaps even more so, because Ric Flair is arguably the best wrestler of all time, more so than Undertaker or Shawn Michaels, if we're being honest, right? So there you have it. But when this happens on a random throwaway episode of AEW, right, it takes away from the moment of Aleister Black. Like, who cares about Aleister Black now, you know? Like, in the context of Aleister Black, Malachi Black, and Cody Rhodes, in the context of these 2 wrestlers, what is something that people are going to be looking forward to next week? Are they going to be looking forward to Aleister Black cutting a shitty promo? Or are they going to be looking forward to the potential of Cody Rhodes explaining that whether he is or is not retired, right? My opinion is that they're going to be looking forward more to see what happens with Cody Rhodes. So once again, the focus is shifted from the person beating Cody Rhodes to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes never loses a normal match. He's either getting squashed to set up like, this heartbreak moment where he can come back and destroy the guy in a few months or a few weeks, or he's losing in a non-clean fashion, right? Cody Rhodes never loses like a competitive match where it's just like this competitive match and Cody Rhodes loses. He's either getting screwed or getting squashed, right? And when you get screwed or squashed, the focus goes on Cody Rhodes. And taken together with this trope, with this exhausted trope by now of the fake retirement, right? It's completely a waste of time. It only serves to detract. And I will leave you guys with this. When Mark Henry faked his retirement and instead hit the world's strongest slam on Cena, a lot of people, I believe, misinterpreted this moment as being great because of Mark Henry's promo. Now, Mark Henry, I agree, is underrated on the mic and in charisma. He's awesome, right? And the promo was good. I'm not going to say it was a shit promo, but it wasn't this epic promo, motherfucks. It was not this epic promo. It was only good because he subverted the trope of the retirement. We deal with so many fake retirements that a fake retirement that happens instantaneously is better. It's more rewarding, right? So the reason why it was good was because, number one, nobody wants to see Mark Henry retire because he's awesome. And two, because instead of like drawing it up, being like, I'm retired, and then coming back next week and being coaxed out of retirement, another part of the trope is that they're coaxed out of the retirement. That's what's going to happen. Cody Rhodes is going to be like, I'm retired. And then Aleister Black's going to be like, I'm going to fuck your wife. Cody Rhodes is going to be like, I'm retired. He's going to be like, I'm going to kill your daughter or some like demonic shit. And Cody Rhodes is going to be forced to come back and beat Aleister Black, right? That's what's going to happen. But in the Mark Henry situation, that's not what happened. Mark Henry just picked up Cena, hit him with the world's strongest slam, and said the now iconic, I still got a little bit left in the tank, Cena, right? Because he wasn't ready to go. That's why it was good. It wasn't the promo. Like, everybody kind of knew he wasn't going to retire. Because it's like, why would Mark Henry retire in this fashion out of nowhere? You know what I mean? He's retiring out of nowhere. You expect Mark Henry to have some sort of send-off, right? So there you have it, motherfuckers. Turns out he never wanted to retire. That's why he's in AEW, because he wants to wrestle again. But anyways, that's what I have to say about that. And all of you that haven't subscribed can suck it or subscribe. That's it, motherfuckers. Suck it or subscribe, motherfuckers.